Ladies and gentlemen, you like dags?
Dags. What?
Yeah, dogs.
Dags.
And by dags, I mean dogs. Something the woman we're about to talk about likes a lot less than I do, apparently. This story comes to you from New Bedford, Massachusetts, where a pickup truck pulled in front of a residence. Now, this residence had a Ring camera, and this Ring camera filmed a female exit the front passenger side of the truck. She then opened the rear passenger side door, out of which a dog jumped out. The female then closed the door, said, "Take care, bud," then re-entered the front passenger side of the vehicle. She exited, walked out of view in the direction of the dog, then got back into the truck without the dog. The truck then drove away moments later. It's crazy, right? Take care, bud. Really? Now, the first thing we're going to address is that this violates Section 4-28 of New Bedford's Code of Ordinances, which states, "No person owning or harboring a dog shall suffer or allow it to run at large in any of the streets or public places in the city." Now, the second thing is that when this was posted online, the internet exploded. So, of course, the female who abandoned the dog identified herself as the individual who was responsible, like an idiot. Congratulations! Now the police know who to charge with animal cruelty, and they did. They also charged her mom, who was driving, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, the female was upset because the internet was apparently making stuff up, despite the existence of video evidence, but I'm always a fan of getting the full context. Now maybe there was someone out of view that was dog sitting, and she let the dog run to them before driving off, right? Now, that's a very real possibility, except no, that's not what happened. And we know this because the female uploaded a video explaining the situation. And by explaining the situation, I mean she stated she was heading to the house of a woman who posted the security footage to beat her up while a friend filmed it. Fun fact, the female was charged with intimidating a witness because of this, which is also a felony in Massachusetts. And because it's a felony, the friend could probably also be charged with accessory before the fact. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they were hit with conspiracy to commit a crime as well. Not great. Stay in school, kids. She does eventually tell her side of the story, and she states she didn't want to leave the dog, but she was late for work, and her mom told her to leave the dog there. Can someone make that make sense to me? How was the dog making you late? Were they driving home to drop off the dog and then going to work and were like, "We'll never make it in time, just leave it"? But if that was the case, where were they coming from at 8 in the morning? Perhaps they forgot they owned a dog and were like, "Oh, good golly gosh, this wild animal just climbed into the truck with us. Oh, forgetful me, that's just my pet, whose well-being is my legal and ethical responsibility. If only I hadn't driven away from the house before remembering that." Lots of questions. Whole lot of them, which usually indicates false or omitted information. But what we do know is this. The female still had the dog in her update video, the one where she stated she was going to beat someone up. Likely because, according to her, the dog isn't dumb and can find its way home. She doesn't have it anymore, actually, right now, because animal control took it. But I'm getting ahead of myself again. Also, I am of the personal opinion she went and found the dog only because the internet was mad. But that's just me. I have no facts to back that up. That's just a guess. She also complains that people are too sensitive about dogs in Massachusetts because in Central America, dogs get run over and nobody cares. But crazy fact, Massachusetts isn't in Central America, folks. So even if that's true for Central America, I have some bad news for her. You took a wrong turn at Albuquerque, lady. You're in the wrong spot. Now, the female goes on to say the woman who posted the video doesn't think she's going to do anything about it. Something about Texas in her blood. I don't know. Which again, it doesn't make sense because Texas also isn't Central America. It's close, but it's not. It is in fact a state that prohibits animal cruelty as well, sort of similar to Massachusetts, where this actually took place. And just as a reminder, animal cruelty is what the female is being charged with. She also states that she's not white, she's Hispanic, which weirdly is not a permit to commit criminal offenses in case any of you were wondering. She also calls the people in this neighborhood Karens, which not only doesn't really apply here, but also has a lot less of an impact when it's coming from someone who abandoned the dog. She then knocks on the door of the person who posted the footage, complaining the entire time. The occupant of the house, who amusingly was not a white woman, like the female expected it to be, opened the door. Now, remember earlier when I said a woman posted the footage? I only said that because the female said it. I found the original tweet, which was clearly posted by a Hispanic male. Now, I'm no expert, but couldn't an argument be made that making the assumption that the owner of the footage was a white female is both sexist and racist? Just a throwaway thought. Moving on. The female tells the guy she lives close, so there's no problem leaving the dog where she left it. If that was the case, why didn't you just bring the dog home? The story then changes to establish the dog was only pooping. Now, here's the thing, though. That isn't consistent with the original story. And even when your dog is pooping, you don't just drive off. That's not a valid excuse. She also states she came back for the dog, which is also not consistent with her earlier story, which established the dog walked home on its own. And then she states she told the dog, take care, because he might get squished. You know how you keep your dog from getting squished? You keep it on a leash and stay with it while it's pooping or going home. She continues to complain, saying the man needs to take the video down because she'll be fired and kicked out of school. But at no point does she acknowledge what she did was wrong. She knows she'll face consequences, so she must be aware abandoning a dog is bad. But it's his fault for posting the video of her committing a crime, right? She didn't abandon the dog. She left on the sidewalk and drove away. Why would anyone think that's abandonment? That's ridiculous. Plus, the dog found its way home, so it doesn't even count. Eat a bag of dog shit, lady. You're just mad you got caught. That's it. God forbid you actually face consequences for your atrocious behavior. Now, I don't hate people very easily, but boy, does she make it easy. What? You're going to egg his house and break his windows if he doesn't remove the video? You came to his house to pull hair and swing? Well, thanks for making the witness intimidation charges easy as well. And if you want to threaten me because of this video, good luck. Anyway, if anyone from Texas can confirm that you all hate dogs like she seems to think you do, let me know. Until the next time, be good, stay safe.